Hello and welcome to Lily's Library. So today we're going to be doing a monthly reading recap. So we're going to be talking about the books I bought in May, the books I read in May, and then also the books I'm unhauling as well, just to chuck them in here as well. And then lastly, we will be going through my TBR for the month of June. So we've got a lot of books to get through, so we're just going to get straight on into it. Okay, so in May I read a total of 9 books, and we've got a very good mix of genres and where I read the books from as well. So starting with the first book I finished, this was one I read a majority of the way through April, but I ended up finishing in May, and that is Assassin's Quest by Robin Hobb. I really enjoyed this. I'm very sad that the Assassin's Apprentice and the Farseer trilogy is over, just because I love all of these characters so much and this world, and it was just such an insane and perfect completion to this trilogy. Just the last chunk of it, maybe this last third, I guess, was pretty insane, especially some of the things that happened towards the end there and what we discovered, especially about the Elderlings. I had no idea that's what they would look like, but I thoroughly enjoyed this. This is so incredible. I'm now up to the live ship traders, and while I am sad to leave behind the Fitz and the Fool and everyone else, I am intrigued to see what the rest of this world is like, especially with the Rain Wild, because I think we're exploring that a bit more. But this was the first book I read, and it was a very good start to the month because this was just perfection. Then, kind of as a little pick-me-up and something easier, I read a romance, and I read this as an ebook, and that is Out of the Woods by Hannah Bottom Young. This is the second book in this interconnected duology. It is technically the sequel to Out on a Limb. I didn't like this one as much as I did Out on a Limb, but I still really enjoyed this. But in this, we follow 2 other characters that are side characters in Out on a Limb, and we follow them through their relationship. They've been married and together for a long time. I think they got married when they were 19 because Sarah, I think her name is, her mum was really sick and was going to pass away, and she wanted her to be at her wedding, so they got married young. And now we're kind of looking at them trying to navigate their relationship and the changes that have happened or haven't happened, and they end up going on this little couples retreat camping trip thing with a whole bunch of other couples to try and reignite and re-spark their relationship. And I found it really cute and fun. I liked that we did see a couple that had been together for a substantial amount of time reconnect, rather than most romances where they are 2 people meeting for the first time or childhood friends or something like that. It's nice having a relationship that's already so established and exploring that. Then I read a really short book, and that is The River Has Roots by Amal El-Motar. I really enjoyed this. I knew I would love it. It is by one of the co-authors of This Is How You Lose the Time War, which is one of my favorite books of all time, so I just knew I would adore this. This is very much fairy tale vibes. It's got beautiful, lush writing. It's very similar to Jenna Rose Nethercott in a way. Same with some T. Kingfisher elements and Alex E. Harrow. It is just so beautiful. But in this, we follow 2 different sisters who are part of this family who have these willow trees that kind of grant them magic, or are a lot of what the magic in this world is, and their job is to sing to these trees. And one of the sisters ends up turning down a marriage proposal from a very wealthy and powerful man, and it kind of follows everything that ensues after that. We've got queer characters, non-binary characters. It is just perfection, and I really love it. I think if you do love more fairy tale-esque books, you will enjoy this. It is just so good. Then I read a book from the library, and that was The Tainted Cup. This is by Robert Jackson Bennett. I really enjoyed it. I don't think it was my favorite, and I don't think I loved it as much as a lot of other people I've seen have loved it. This is a fantasy murder mystery kind of thing. It took a turn that I really did not expect, and which is one thing I did really love about it. It's, like I said, a murder mystery. We start off with this commander, or someone that's quite high up in the government defense kind of deal in this world, who has just been murdered. They've been poisoned with something, and it's caused this tree to grow out of them and to sprout out of them. It's very horrifying. And we follow our main character who's trying to solve this murder as they work with the lead investigator, who is an eccentric person in and of herself. I love her. And we follow him as he tries to piece together what's happened, if it's connected to these other murders of these engineers, what that means for the walled city and protecting them from the Titans and Leviathans. It is just so interesting, and I'm very excited for book 2. We've also got lots of queer representation in this as well, which I very much appreciate. But yeah, I just really enjoyed this, and I'm very excited to get to book 2. I've put a hold in at my library as well because they have that. They just only have 1 copy available, and there was 3-4 people already waiting for it when I put my hold in, so I feel it'll be a month, 2 months before I get it, depending on how long the loans for that are. Okay, then I ended up reading a non-fiction, and that is The Eyes of Gaza. This is a diary of resilience by Pelestia Alakad. Pelestia is a journalist from Gaza. She's been posting a lot throughout the occupation and the war and genocide, and a lot of her early stuff did have to do with her diary entries, which a lot of them are now in this book. In this, we look at Gaza and the war through her eyes, specifically over those first 45 days up until she leaves Gaza, and then also her life kind of after and navigating it. This is such a tough read because she really doesn't hold back from what she sees. She's got a very strong narrative voice in this as well, and it's just so infuriating to read at times because nothing has changed since she wrote these diary entries when the war first broke out, and it's been so long now, it's been more than 600 days now, I believe, and everything is still going on, and it's only gotten worse, and there doesn't seem to be any hope. So it's just so infuriating to see that, but it also does fill me with hope a bit as well, seeing some of the things she wrote here, especially about seeing people across the world taking action and speaking up. It is just a very important read that I think everyone should pick up. It is also quite short, so if you are intimidated by nonfiction and memoirs, this is kind of a more accessible one when it comes to that. She does a really good job kind of explaining the situation with throwing some historical aspects into it, talking about the past, and also it's just about her story and what she's seen and the horrors that she has witnessed, and those pockets of joy and hope that she finds within people there. It is just such a beautiful book. Then I ended up reading an arc, and that is Everblessed by Olivia O'Flynn. This is out on June 4th, so very soon. This is book 1 in a new romantasy series. This is very much steeped in mythology. It is a mythological based world. In this, we've got gods and witches and demigods and all sorts of things. In this, there is a war that has been going on for centuries between two different nations. They are fighting for power. They've been battling forever. And the warrior princess of one of them is forced kind of into an arranged marriage to kind of create a ceasefire and a deal between them so that the war stops, they can share resources, they can help each other. So she is sent to this neighboring country to try and broker this allegiance and relationship, but when she goes there, she's kind of she has to go through these tests to ensure that the marriage is blessed by the gods and stuff, and it seems like they're trying to jeopardize this and create an all-out war. So we follow her as she goes through this and this arranged marriage, and the guy that she's not really meant to like, who's meant to be her husband, who she ends up falling for, and that kind of deal, which is very fun to read. Then our other POV character is a witch, and I really enjoyed her character. I wish we got a lot more of it, but it's a very fun book to read. If you do like romantasy, I think you will really enjoy this. I did find the world building a bit clunky at times, very info dumpy, but after a while, once you've kind of set it up, it's quite easy to get through. But I will say that I don't remember a lot of the intricacies of what happened, whether that's a fault of the book or my brain, not sure, but I did think this was really fun, and I think a lot of romantasy fans will get a kick out of this. We've also got sapphic representation in here as well, and just some really powerful and strong female characters, so that is always a bonus. Then finally, I read 3 volumes of a manga. I've got 2 of them here, and they are The Green Yuri. So this is the guy she was interested in, wasn't a guy at all, and this is by Sumiko Arai, and I love these. I've been wanting to read them forever, and I ended up finding them on a digital manga place that I have been using before that I hadn't checked in ages, and I read everything that is out. So technically I think I'm up to volume 4, but that doesn't exist yet. So I just tracked it as the 3 volumes because I know I've definitely read that, but these are so cute. If you haven't heard of The Green Yuri, it's actually gonna have an anime adaptation very soon. I don't know if we've got a date when it comes out, but if you want to read it before it becomes an anime, I highly recommend. I ended up ordering these 2 online from Kinokuniya because it's the only place I could find them, and they always have an incredible manga selection. So I'm very happy I have physical copies of these because there's some added things that weren't in the digital versions that I was reading. So it's a bonus. But the guy she was interested in wasn't a guy at all. Or Green Yuri is a kind of high school sapphic romance. So in this we follow one girl who I think she's meant to be a gyaru, or is a cool girl. She's very popular. She's very into makeup and beauty and all that stuff, and that's how a lot of people view her. She's very popular with guys, but she hates them, which I love, a queen. But she one day walks past this CD shop and record shop and decides to stop in and see what it's all about because she's a really big rock fan and like 80s, 90s music, specifically 90s, but she's very much into that and hadn't seen this shop before, so she decides to stop in and comes across this guy who she thinks is very attractive and cute and basically falls for him straight away and is infatuated by him, and she slowly starts going back to talk to him more and everything, and we find out very early that that guy isn't a guy at all, and it's actually the girl she sits next to in class, and she obviously realizes it, but the Gyaru girl doesn't. So it's really cute seeing their dynamic and the way their relationship progresses, and one of their classmates who is just like constantly shipping them. It is so cute. There's so much that happens in this, and I love all the music elements of it and everything, and oh, it is just adorable. If you love manga, love sapphic books, this is the best of both of them, so just, I loved it. Okay, so now for like the haul, unhaul, and physical TBR check-in. So based off my list, I believe I started with 128 books on my physical TBR, and then I read 6 books off my physical TBR. I've unhauled 6 books from my physical TBR, but 1 was already read, the others are unread. And then I acquired 5 books in the month. So I'm gonna quickly figure out what the count of that is, and then we'll go through the books I acquired and then the books I'm unhauling as well. Okay, so I believe my new TBR count is now 118. I might do a count because I feel like I've miscounted somewhere, but from what I've got at the moment, I have got 118 books left on my physical TBR, so I'm really hoping I can get it below 100 this year, but we'll have to see how we go. So we're gonna go through the books I actually bought during the month. Some of them I've already spoken about and some I haven't yet. So of the ones I've already spoken about, we have 3 of them that I read in May. The first one was The Eyes of Gaza by Plestia Alucard. This is also a new release that came out early in the month, and this was something I knew I was gonna buy. I just was waiting till I saw it. So I bought it and read it immediately to get it off the TBR and because it was something I really wanted to get to. Then we've also obviously got the manga. We've got volume 1 and 2 of The Guy She Was Interested Wasn't a Guy at All. And I will be buying volume 3. Like I said, I got these from Kinokuniya, and because I was just ordering stuff from there, I got another book that I haven't been able to see anywhere just to make the most of the order. But that book I picked up was Jenna Rose Nethercott's short story collection. This is 50 Beasts to Break Your Heart and Other Stories. I've heard really good things about it and I absolutely adore this cover. It is so beautiful and pretty, and I'm just very excited for this. It says it's lush and strange with fairy tales and will redefine what you see as a beast, make you beg to have your heart broken, and just, I think we're gonna get to this soon because there is some queer stories in it, so if I can read it in June, that would be perfect because June is Pride Month. Speaking of Pride Month and queer stories, we have also got a very cool Kickstarter book that has finally arrived and exists, and I'm so happy to be holding it. But this is the Monster Girlfriend trilogy. This is like the complete omnibus of all 3 novellas, and this is by Marie Cardno. So this is just so pretty. We've got like this pink and like almost purpley cover in the corners with this silver foiling. We've got a heart on the front and also on the back with some text here, and it says, "Meet cute, meet monsters." And oh, this is just so pretty. And like the rose and tentacly sprayed edges, I'm just obsessed. I read these novellas all throughout last year and I really enjoyed them, so I was very happy. So I was very happy to actually have a physical copy of all 3. And like I said, this was something that Marie put up on Kickstarter, and as soon as I saw the announcement, I knew I had to get it. So we've got these very nice like end papers. It's the same on the front and the back. It is also signed by Marie. And then we've also got like illustrations and stuff to break it up, and there's a few others in here. So let me see if I can find them. These are just so pretty. So we've got book 2 here, final book, book 3. This one might be a bit difficult to see because it's all black. And then I think the final illustration should be somewhere. It is just absolutely stunning. And then we've got a little pink ribbon bookmark as well. But these are monster romance novellas. They are sapphic as well. It is very cute, very funny, very quick and easy to read. And I just adore them. So I'm very happy to have physical copies. But in this, we follow a researcher who goes kind of into this different realm area. She is a magician as well. She can do magic. That's kind of how she got there. And she discovers this creature that she's very attracted to, and it's this monster. But there's a catch because if she looks at the monster, she immediately starts losing her mind and screaming and going crazy. And I just love the kind of chaos that happens. It is so cute and fun, and this is the perfect little trilogy. They're so sweet and fun and easy to read. So we've got quite a few books I'm unhauling here. Like I said, there is 6 of them. One I have read, the others are a mix of DNFs or ones I just don't think I'm going to read. So the first one is Tress of the Emerald Sea by Brandon Sanderson. I'm not too sure what I'm going to do with this yet. I just really don't have any desire to read anything by Brandon Sanderson anymore, especially learning a lot more about him. Like, I knew he was Mormon, but I didn't realize he was actually funding the Mormon church anymore and still donating money. I thought he had stopped doing that, but I don't believe that is the case, and I just can't really support someone that actively funds a church that doesn't support queer people and barely supports women. So I just don't want to support that. So it is going. And I know I have already bought it, but I just don't want it on my bookshelf and just wanted to have the opportunity to kind of talk about it for people that maybe don't know about Brandon Sanderson. If I can find some resources, I'll link them down below. Next is The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. I have tried to read this multiple times. The first time I tried to read it was, I think I actually wrote it in here. Yeah, in January 2022. So it's been quite a while. I just don't think I'm ever going to get to this. I read The Starless Sea and I really loved it, but every time I've tried to read this, it doesn't work. There's not enough to really grip me, and the writing is beautiful. It's just not my kind of book. It's too heavy on the vibes and not a lot of plot from what I've heard. So I don't know. I just don't think I'm going to read it. I really don't think I'm missing out on anything either. So I think it's just time to say goodbye. I'm also planning on maybe getting rid of Page Boy by Elliot Page. This is his memoir, and it was something that I bought when it released, but I don't know if I really care enough about memoirs to read them anymore. Like, Plestiers was a different thing, but this one, memoirs are very hit and miss with me. Like, I have read a few of them and really enjoyed them, but I just really don't know if I care enough to read a lot of them. I think if anything, I might get the audiobook from my library and listen to it, because I believe Elliot reads it, and I think memoirs are a lot more powerful when the person that's written them reads it themselves as well, or they can be. So I'm still on the fence about this one. I've taken it off my physical TBR account, but we'll see. I'm going to hold on to it for a while longer and see what happens. Now, the next one is Fathom Folk by Eliza Chan. I was listening to this on audiobook and I actually ran out of hours on Spotify, and I think I'm just going to DNF it. There was just nothing that was like gripping me, like gripping my attention or drawing me in. And as much as I love this edition, it is so beautiful, and the naked hardcover is like even more pretty than the actual cover. I just don't think I like it. Like, oh, it makes me so sad to get rid of this because it is just stunning, but I just didn't vibe with it. Nothing real, like, it's an interesting concept, but just it didn't work. And I'm trying to get better about DNFing books and making room on my bookshelf and being a bit more ruthless. And if it's something I don't like, I just need to get rid of it. So I think that's what's gonna happen with this. Okay, then we've got In These Hallowed Halls. This is a dark academia anthology. I've spoken about this quite a few times recently. This has got some stories from like Olivia Blake and ML Rio. ML Rio is one of my favorite authors, but I just really don't think I'm gonna get to this. I have to be very much in the mood for dark academia, and I haven't been in a while, and I'm just very particular about the dark academia I do like. So I think I'm just going to get rid of this. I think there'll be people out there that will enjoy this a lot more than me, so I'll probably try and find a little free library and drop some of these books off, including this one. But until I do that, I might try and get to the ML Rio, but I just really have no desire to read this anymore. So it's gonna go. And then the final book I'm getting rid of is Iron Widow. This is by Jiren J. Zhao. I really enjoyed this. This is the one out of the stack I have read. I just personally don't see myself rereading it. I would like to get to the sequel, but based off a lot of reviews and thoughts and feelings from some friends and people I trust, I don't think I'm gonna enjoy the sequel. And I just don't know if I really have the desire to read anything else in this world. I think there might be a third book. I could be wrong in that. I don't remember if it's meant to be a duology or a trilogy, but I just don't really have a desire to read the next book. So I think I'm just going to get rid of this one to make some more room on my shelves, and I think there'll be someone out there that'll enjoy this a lot more. So again, this will go to a little free library. As for the books I would like to read in June, I'm trying to keep it a bit limited because there is a few different challenges going on in June that I will be participating in for Pride Month. One is a Pride bingo card, so I'll put it up on the screen here. This will just be the Pride books that I read throughout the month. I'll try and fit them to these bingo slots and see if I can get a bingo. But the main one I'm going to be focusing on is Pride Poly, which is like a Pride Monopoly game, which looks really fun, and you have to kind of collect pink pounds, and it's really fun. I've already rolled a book for it, so I'll insert that clip here. But this one I landed on the slow burn one, and I had to think about what sapphic books or queer books, that have slow burn in it. and there was none I could think of off the top of my head that I haven't already read, so I decided to go with The Flight of the Fallen by Hannah Lee, just because it seems like this is going to be very much a slow burn based off how book 1 went. But this is the sequel to Road to Ruin. This is a Mad Max inspired fantasy. We've got lots of sapphic and queer characters in it. Our main character, she is maybe bi, it's not labelled, but she is attracted to both men and women at the very least. And then our female love interest is also the same. So I'm very excited to have more in this world. This is the sequel. Saga Press gave me an arc to read, and I'm very excited for that because I loved book 1 so much, so I can't wait to get to this one. So that is going to be my first read for Pride of Polly. Then for another queer book I've got on my TBR, this one is for Kerie's Fantasy Finishers Book Club over on Fable. I'll try and remember to link it below, but that is going to be He Who Drowned the World by Shelley Parker Chan. This is the sequel to She Who Became the Sun, which is the Radiant Emperor duology. I was originally going to reread She Who Became the Sun, but I think I remember enough of it that I can just dive straight into this one. And I really enjoyed She Who Became the Sun, but I just wasn't in the mood to reread. I've been trying to read more books that I haven't read before, so I've been struggling with rereading, but I'm very excited yet nervous to get to these. These are historical fantasies. There's lots of magic and power in it, and we've got lots of queer characters as well, and I just absolutely love them, even though I know this is going to absolutely destroy me and be super sad. I'm very excited. But this will also fill out some prompts for the Pride bingo card, and hopefully when I roll my next one for Pride of Polly, we will land on something that I can read this. Now, for non-Pride related books, we've got an arc that I'm going to be getting to that I will be doing a buddy read with Kerie, who runs the Fantasy Finishers Book Club, and that is the Red Tempest Brother. This is the third and final book in the Winter Sea trilogy by H.M. Long. I'm very excited yet extremely nervous for this one. Me and Kerie buddy read book 2 in this, which is Black Tide Sun, and we both had very similar issues with the pacing, with a lot of the things that had happened with the characters, and kind of the way that the book wrapped up and how quick it was over and done with. So I am very nervous to get to book 3, but I absolutely loved Darkwater Daughter. I think it was such a perfect and fun fantasy. We've got pirates and like a winter sea, so lots of storms and ice and snow, and it's like the perfect vibes. We've got talking ships and so much cool stuff, but I'm very nervous about what's going to happen with book 3, but we both got accepted on NetGalley for an arc of the book, so we're going to be reading that soon because it comes out in July. Then for more pirate books, I have got 2 doorstoppers. So the first one is Ship of Magic by Robin Hobb. This is book 1 in the Live Ship Traders. The second book is The Mad Ship, which is book 2 in the Live Ship Traders. So I was hoping to finish Ship of Magic before the end of May, but that's honestly not going to happen, seeing as it is currently May 31st and it is 4 p.m. And I'm 394 pages through an 880 page book. So there is no way in hell I'm finishing it. So this will just roll over. We are continuing this until mid-June anyways. So if people finish a lot earlier, we will start on the Mad Ship earlier. But I'm really enjoying this, not so as much as Assassin's Apprentice, just because there are so many POVs and it was taking me a while to wrap my head around who everyone was and remember who they all were. So I am enjoying it a lot more, like I would hope I would be if I'm 400 pages through, but I really like this. It's such an interesting concept in this one as well, because we actually get to see the live ships. These are ships that have been awakened and can talk and have really fun and unique personalities. We're also seeing a tiny bit of the Rain Wilds and the people from the Rain Wilds, which I think is really interesting. And it seems like later in this book, we'll probably get a lot more from the Rain Wilds, so I'm very excited for that. But my plan is to hopefully this weekend finish it. I have got 480-ish pages left, so I think if I can get through 200 pages tonight and get up to page like 600 or something, then I should be able to finish the last of it tomorrow. Even if I only get up to page like 580, I think that should be fine for me to be able to finish it tomorrow, and then I can focus on some other books. But as I said, I will also be reading The Mad Ship, book 2 in the Live Ship Traders. I'm not going to talk about what this is about because I don't know what this is about. I refuse to read the blurb on the back of sequels. So we shall see. I'm excited yet nervous for this as well because this is even longer. Yeah, so this is 26 pages longer than Ship of Magic, and it's just going to keep getting longer with the third and final book, so I'm very nervous, but I'm very excited for both of these, and we will see where we go. I have got a reading vlog I'm currently working on as I make my way through the end of this book, so we'll try and focus it on the last 400 pages in the rest of that vlog, and we shall see how this goes, but I'm so excited to see where this trilogy goes, even though I'm so fucking nervous because of the page lengths. But yeah, if you are looking to read the books and you want a book club to join the Farseer Readers over on Fable, we are currently still reading this. You do have a bit of time. If you can speed read 880 pages before mid-June, then you're more than welcome to join us. After this, we will be moving on to, I believe after this, we're going to be moving on to the Tawny Man trilogy. I got to double check the order that we were doing, but it's supposed to start with the Fool's Errand. I'm 99% sure. So if you want to wait till then, we will be starting this trilogy in a few months, probably like August or September. I got to see where we're at. I got to figure out the maths and see, but this is the next Hob trilogy and series that I believe we'll be reading. I got to double check the order that I decided on, but okay, I've rambled for long enough now, but those are all of the books that I read in May and all of the books I'm planning on reading in June. I didn't want to do a super strict TBR, seeing as there is those Pride challenges, so I'm just going to try and pick up things as they come. I do have some library books as well, but I don't know how I'm going to go getting to them, so I didn't want to include them in this. They will be referenced in the reading vlog that is coming up in the next week, so we can talk more about them then. But let me know what your favorite book you read in May was and the book you're most excited to get to in June. My answers for that, my favorite book was probably either The Eyes of Gaza or The Green Yuri. Both are fantastic in different ways. And then the book I'm most excited about is probably Flight of the Fallen, because Road to Ruin was perfection, and I'm so excited to see how this duology wraps up. But I will see you all with another video next time. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys later. Goodbye.